The Ottawa Fury are right now shaping up to be a real solid first-year expansion team coming in. Yourself, Andreas Frazenga, who I've had on last week. I had a lengthy interview and a talk with Mark Dos Santos here in Toronto on the weekend where he was at the coaches conference. I thought I had all sorts of energy. This guy eclipses me by 3 times. I mean, he's energetic, he's motivated, but he understands the task at hand with an expansion franchise, and everything's not going to be rosy. How important is it in the position you play, in the position Andreas plays, and that backbone of defending is so key that things are kept nice and neat in the back end to keep the team in the games early on?
Yeah, I think you said it right there. It's very important to move, from the back to the front. I mean, taking a crazy analogy right now, but look at the Super Bowl yesterday. I'm not a big fan of American football, but look at the Seahawks just suffocated the Broncos on offense, and there was nothing. So that gives you a good starting point to look at. Say, if we don't let up goals, then we can't lose. So obviously that's always you want to let up no goals, but having Andres in there and some familiarity there with me, it's a great thing, and I think there's other great defenders, and I'm just real excited. He's brought in some great players, and from what I can see, and hopefully we can all communicate well and defend well to begin with, and then score some goals.
You know this city, you know the area, you know the Ottawa Valley region. It looks like it's ready to explode come kickoff in their first game in the North American Soccer League. The grassroots level there is unbelievable. I know that for a fact, that the kids just absolutely love playing the game, and they play it seriously and they play it for fun as well. But I think this is the right time for Ottawa to get into the North American Soccer League. How jacked are the fans around that city? Can you feel a buzz?
Oh, definitely. It was very exciting, with the signing day and having all that, and the fans are just, I mean, they were great when I was there with the PDL, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like with the new TD place coming up and them getting a CFL team. It's a town that's been, eagerly waiting for something else other than having the Senators there, so I'm really excited for that.
It's got to be great to play the New York Cosmos when you're going to get that chance, and it's going to be also, I think, great to play the Tampa Bay Rowdies. These are 2 franchises that have been in the North American Soccer League forever and ever, and I got to tell you, growing up as a youngster myself, I used to love watching the old Toronto Blizzard and the Cosmos and the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers get it on. How great is it going to be to travel to those cities that have a rich history in the game, Drew?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I think you just hit on the head there again, Anthony. It's very exciting, and going down to Florida for our first game, it'll be not only great weather, but a team that's already been there for a long time, and it'll be a good challenge for us. So hopefully we have a great preseason, and the guys are excited. I can definitely tell that. So.
There's a lot of great players in the North American Soccer League that make their way either to Europe or they make to the next level at MLS. But I don't think a lot of people know this. I think you know it, but I don't think a lot of people understand that, yeah, it's great to play in MLS, but the salary in MLS isn't as everyone thinks it is. If I'm not mistaken, I think $40K is the entry-level starting salary. And I think that's pathetic, especially with all the money some of these clubs are making and some of the sponsors. And the discrepancy, Drew, from obviously now you look at Defoe and Bradley, and then you see a guy that's making $40K that can barely pay for dinner on the road. I think that's wrong.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you. And, the MLS owns all the players and the individual clubs don't. That's wrong too, I think. But definitely MLS is sustainable. They do a good job that way. But with the new CBA that they'll have after this season in 2015, you're going to see that entry level contract jump way up, because you can't have guys like Clint Dempsey making $5 million, and then you have guys on our team, any team that's making 35 to 40K. It's silly. And guys who are in California playing for the Galaxy or Chivas USA or San Jose, they're having to fork out $1,500 a month on rent. There's 60% of your monthly salary. So it's pretty crazy. And the guys in Europe, they're laughing at that. And it's not all about money, but the guys who have worked their butts off and deserve a chance, they're playing professional sport, and they should be paid at least $100,000 or something like that, so they're not hurting. They can save some money, And, soccer's not going to last forever, but these guys could get a good financial backbone going, and they can't right now. So.
I couldn't agree with you more, Drew. I'll never forget, I was doing an interview in Italy a number of years back in one of the stations there when Andrea Lombardo was playing for TFC. I don't know if you remember him or not, but he also played for Team Canada in the World Cup that was held here. And they did a special feature on him and how he would get to games, whether it was by the bus or by his mom and dad giving him a ride. And if I'm not mistaken, he was making less than $20K a year. Unbelievable. People were laughing and they were saying to themselves, how do you pay a professional player that amount of money and call him professional?
Right, exactly. It's very silly. We had some guys in Columbus, making decent money, 45 grand. People, I'm very blessed to, have that or whatever, compared to what some people make around the world. But, this guy was smart. He lived with his parents still. He was a homegrown player. And that's still silly too. I mean, great that he can live with his parents, but, throw him some more cash so he can help his parents out or, pay for dinner or whatever, get a new car, something like that. So, professional athletes put in a lot of time and wear on their bodies that they need to be rewarded to a certain extent. You don't have guys like LeBron James everywhere, but and making $60 million a year or whatever, but at least something that's worth what they're putting their time in for.
Drew, you couldn't have said it better. I agree with you 110%. Now, coming here to the Ottawa Fury this year, Drew, obviously you want to walk before you can run. You want to get as much game action as you can, but obviously there has to be another level that you want to get at. It would be great to stay here with Ottawa, but obviously you want to try and get back, I'm pretty sure, to MLS or maybe to Europe. Is that what you fancy is now this season, to try to get back to the level you believe that you can play at?
Yes and no, Anthony. I think that I have to take this year as it is, and I couldn't be happier to have the interest from Ottawa to sign me. And I think it would be a disrespect to look past this year and look to the future. I'm just going to focus on this year, and whatever happens after that, we'll deal with it then and have my agent do that. But I'm just excited about focusing on what DeSantis wants to do and the team wants to do, and I think he can help me be a better player because I already. In my mind, I got better this last year with Columbus, but I missed a lot because I was injured. So I have a lot to do personally and as I want to do for the team before I look anywhere else. So.
Drew, in the North American Soccer League, the only thing that really it gives me a sour taste in my mouth is that some of the franchises play on these artificial turfs still with football lines. And I know that we're not as fortunate as we are in Europe where they play on all grass fields. But to me, that is a huge turnoff, number one. And number two, a guy in your position, the wear and tear on the knees, the joints, the hips that it's going to take on you playing on AstroTurf and then changing to grass, it's going to be massive.
Oh, definitely. It's part of the game here in North America with the weather and such, and expensive keeping a great field. But then again, it is what it is, and I'm very blessed to be able to play every day, and you'll have to adapt. That's just part of the job, and going back and forth, it's not going to be the best thing. But with the new stadium they're building in Ottawa, it's very exciting, and I think the guys will be okay, and they're not going to be, happy that it's always turf or, going down to Florida and playing on grass, but it is what it is, I guess you could say, and we'll have to deal with it.